Welcome to Woodshop 101, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. Now meet the yin and yang of woodworking and the lady that keeps them in line, Jeremy, Drew, and Sam.
Welcome to episode number 50. Tonight we're going to talk about waterproofing and being overcharged at the hardwood dealer. How's it going tonight, you two?
Pretty good.
Yeah, so. You know, it is Friday, but it's going to rain tomorrow, so I'm not feeling that great.
It's Friday, and we're all three finally back on the podcast. After
I'm sorry. I didn't know we were supposed to be excited about that.
You guys, I missed you so much.
I know.
We missed you too, Sam. I think everybody missed you. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
That's not true.
We're just two normal guys. They're just like, eh.
I'm pretty sure because we didn't get any email. In fact, we got one email, but it had nothing to do with like, oh, you guys are doing a good job. They said, hey, here's a topic idea. Well, thanks, guys.
Bring Sam back.
Yeah. Don't do a show without her again.
No.
So, man, I can't believe this is episode 50. I feel like we're getting old now. A year and a half and 50 episodes.
I'm part of like a really big milestone here. I'm really flattered, you guys.
Yeah.
The enthusiasm is through the roof.
Yeah. In fact, so, all right, well, what's been going on in your guys' shops? Been doing anything interesting and fun?
Depends on who you talk to.
Well, I'm talking to either one of you, so...
Sam's probably got more to catch up on than I do.
I do. I guess I have cool stuff. I just finished a retro side table build, so that was fun. That'll be up on the blog on Monday, so by the time this comes out, it'll be there. But yeah, it was cool. I've never used like retro legs or anything like that. I ordered from a cool company, and they sent them overnight, and I ordered them on like 4-day shipping, which made it pretty epic, but I'm excited to share it, so I hope everyone likes it.
Is all this furniture for your new apartment?
Okay, so my new apartment is like a 350 square foot studio. It's like literally a tiny home. So everything I'm making, I wish I could put in the apartment, but Chris has been like, please don't put that in our apartment because then we can't walk.
You know, the guy doesn't have the say in stuff like that, especially when you live with a woman. The woman has the last say. I know, I'm married, I live from experience. You say, yes, dear.
It's so bad
the thing is the place is so small that like we keep joking that we're going to have multiple housewarming parties because you can only fit like 4 people in there at a time.
Stages.
Drew's statement's like, so true.
Bring in the next 6.
My wife isn't even here, and she's controlling how the house is decorated. In fact,
trust me.
In fact, she said, don't put anything on the walls until I get there. Well, when are you going to get here? I don't know. 6 months, 12, a year, tomorrow, it doesn't matter. I said, okay, so I'll just unpack it and I'll leave it on the floor. That sounds good. Okay, honey.
Well, you did a good job. You got the bearskin rug in the corner, and you got the trash can or trash sack full of stuff over there. That's good.
Trash sack? Oh, yeah, that's... Look, I went through the house before I moved and got rid of stuff. And as I'm unpacking, I'm like, I don't need this. We're getting rid of more junk. And I got a bigger house. I was just like, I don't need this. Let's get rid of it. I don't want to deal with it. I was going to get rid of that bearskin rug over there. But he's a pain.
They're hard to vacuum, so.
Yeah. This one tends to move a lot, too. It doesn't
stay
stay grounded on the ground. Yeah. You'd think he had life in him. Where's the other one? Oh, there's the other one hiding behind the box right there. It's a black one. You can't even...
You can't see it.
No.
Yeah.
You see his little paw right there.
Blends right in.
He's the old one. He's the mean one. So, all right, Drew, what have you been doing in your shop?
Well, thanks for asking me.
I did ask you. You just didn't answer.
Just playing. Let's see. What did I finish recently? Oh yeah, I did the Craig jig hack. not too long ago, and that was not my idea. I've seen that all over Pinterest. Everybody was just giving me all kinds of credit, and I'm like, I just took the time to show it. It was not my idea. But anyway, that's been getting a really good response. I guess there's a lot of DIYers with their Craig jigs that they're having to squint at and can't see anything. So I've got another joint build coming up. I think I've got to do it tonight after my wife goes to bed. It's going to be a little modification of the bridle joint that I just did. I'm going to try and assemble a frame with a rail and mutton. Maybe just a mutton. I'm not sure. Kind of resemble a door. But in any case, I've got that coming up. So not a whole lot of big projects. I still got that gun case to make. I'm still trying to wait on that wood before I start that. But yeah, that's about it. That sound exciting?
Yeah. Sounds great.
A whole lot more than what's going on in my shop. I'm still in, I guess, out of commission. I was just telling you guys right before I started recording, I'm going to end up just hiring somebody to come in and get the shop painted and go ahead and get the lights wired up. It's just one of those things. It's just overwhelming, and I'm going to have to get some help to do it, or else I'm just going to keep stressing about it, and then it never really get done.
So the DIYer's got to make a call.
Yeah, I'm calling Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call?
I can't handle it.
Yeah. So, no, and then I'm pretty sure the next project on is actually going to be finishing that table.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to go pick up lumber tomorrow.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
So
when the food can actually sit on a top, I'll give you that. But yeah, when it's just the table bottom,
I'll go put a box on top of it right now.
That's cheating.
No, it's not. It's making.
Would that be thinking outside the box?
There you go.
Okay.
But no, so like I was telling you, I was really wanting to do some bamboo on it because it's just something different. But at this point, I don't want to spend the amount of money for bamboo. So I don't really know what I'm going to put on it. I may end up just going with like some pine, some southern yellow pine, because we got some really good southern yellow pine down here. So we'll just have to see. But I'm going to go to the dealer tomorrow and kind of see what they got and hopefully come home with some stuff and let it
Jeremy's broke.
Yeah. And then we'll let
Guys, it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with being broke. I'm always I'm broke all the time and I still make things work. It's fine.
Look, I mean, do I really want to spend $700 on bamboo?
No, you don't. No.
Just because Drew's trying to call me out? You know what? I hope my wife's listening this. Honey, I'll give you his phone number.
Yeah, because I'll donate right now.
So, no, it's one of those things like I'm ready for it to be done, and I don't want to put a whole lot of money into it. And so I'll probably pick up the lumber hopefully tomorrow or Sunday. Sunday, and then I'll just leave it in the shop and let it acclimate for a while. In fact, I may bring it in the house and let it get acclimated in here. Set it right on top of the table. But I told you, Drew, if it's sitting here, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get it done now. Will the benches get done? I don't know. But at least the table will be done. And I'll go buy chairs if need be.
And you're here on the podcast.
There you go. So,
that's all right. I'll cut you some slack.
All right. Well, we have a few questions tonight. Drew, you want to take that first one?
I gotta get my show notes back up. Okay,
here we go. Updating them again.
No,
troublemaker.
I didn't do anything. I swear. Okay. Let's see. We have one from Lee Jordan. He said, "Hey guys, love the show. My wife and I are looking at houses to buy, and in some of the homes, it looks like the best place for my shop will be in the basement. The home we looked at most recently had a slightly damp basement, and it made me wonder about waterproofing the walls from the inside. There seems to be a lot of products to choose from, I was wondering if any one of you had experience with this and could recommend a good, affordable product to do this with. Thanks so much, Lee Jordan. Yeah, I'm going to have to pass on this one just because I have never had experience with a damp basement before, mainly because, I tend to put my foot down whenever I say I want the garage, and, I don't get put out in the basement. Hi, babe. How are you doing?
Yeah. Somebody's going to end up in the doghouse tonight.
Dude, she's giving me all kinds of dirty looks right now.
April, we don't condone his behavior right now.
Honey, that's not a nice finger to do that with. But please. But no,
she's gonna come over and punch him right in the face.
Oh goodness!
If the next show I have a black eye, you know why. No, seriously, I have never had the experience. I mean, I know there's, I think does Kills make some kind of waterproofing paint?
I think so.
Yeah, they do.
And I don't know if that's the only thing out there, but that's the only.
Do you have experience with this, Sam?
I mean, like, not really. My here's the thing. Wait, backtrack. My dad has flipped a lot of houses, and we don't really see basements a lot where I am because of flooding. But my first question would be, is it a flooding zone? Because that's a problem all on its own. Because if it is, there's really not a lot you can do to waterproof it. Other than that, the biggest thing is obviously you have to start from the bottom up. So I don't know exactly what products get used for waterproofing basement floors, but I know that there are things out there. Start from there first because the foundation is going to be the most important. But something like a Kills primer I thought was better for like bathroom moisture, like heat or steam. So I'm pretty sure there's heavier duty stuff for basement walls. I just don't know offhand what it's called.
Okay. I absolutely have no experience with this either. But
maybe we should have researched this.
No, I did kind of do some research. So Drew sent me the question, and I automatically knew right off the bat I had no idea, but I knew where to get it from. And David Picciuto of Make Something actually has several different posts or videos doing this, and he's done DIY paint, waterproofing for once a year for a few years. In fact, he just had some professionals come in and do some waterproofing. So my advice to you is to reach out to David Picciuto and ask him exactly what he recommends, just because I know that he's done it before, and I would hate to give you advice on just some products that I read about and haven't actually used. So if you end up going with a basement shop where you're really interested in how to keep the moisture coming in off the center block walls or the concrete walls, reach out to David Picciuto of Make Something.
Here's my experience with things like in big box stores, and this may not apply to everything, but whenever I did my epoxy flooring, I did some research on like the off the shelf stuff that you would get at Home Depot or Lowe's, and those things had so much water in them that it was just pretty much stupid to put it on your floor, because my parents did the same thing. It chipped up real bad, came up off the floor on their tire when they parked on it. And then I did some research on some products that were out on the internet only that had way better reviews, way better products. So it's possible that you probably won't find something that will do a really good job maybe off the shelf. And if it is, it's going to be kind of a rare find. But companies that specialize in making things like that might be a better option rather than going to somebody that makes all different kinds of products that maybe they don't put a whole lot of ingenuity and experimenting into the product.
Yeah, I agree. Something that's do-it-yourself is probably only going to last a year or maybe two before you have to redo it. So if you're looking for a long-term solution where you don't have to keep working on something, then you probably want to check out like a professional company that does that. So, all right. Well, we hope that gave you some kind of guidance. I know it didn't answer your question, but if you need some more,
Sorry.
if you need some more help, definitely shoot us another email or Facebook message, and we'll see who we can get in contact with for you and get you some better answers.
It's probably a good thing that we didn't offer if you can stump the panel, and we give you something.
Yeah,
That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we did, we probably would have done some more research because we wouldn't want to be stuck. So.
Well,
True.
then I would have actually reached out to David and got his recommendations and then recommended it.
Yeah, we knew what we were talking about.
So, all right, we have another question here. This is a long one. So I might end up paraphrasing some of this. And how do you say that person's name? Sean?
Sean, yeah.
Sean? Okay. All right, so it says, hello, Jeremy, Drew, and Sam. First of all, thank you for the podcast. It makes my ride to work almost bearable. And being able to listen to audio podcasts has given me inspiration to get back into the shop after taking college and then the first few years of my professional life out of the shop. I had a couple of questions as a returned woodworker that did most of the work in my youth before I had to worry about buying tools and materials. I decided to give a local millwork a try after listening to people talk about their superior quality and price over the big box stores. Upon first visit, I was surprised how much more affordable it was. I ordered my wood and left. I asked that the lumber be S2S with one edge ripped, so they said no problem. That was when the good experience turned to a poor one. The millworks did complete my order. However, it was 2 business days later than they told me it would be the absolute latest day. That makes sense. Let's see. So he's building an Adirondack chair for his wife's aunt as a gift, and he was under a time crunch. When his order was ready, he went to pay the wood. They asked for $110 over the quoted price with the excuse that they quoted for 4-inch and started with 6-inch boards, which is fine, but only accounts for $40 added. They didn't mention that the $40 they quoted me for milling the lumber turned into $80. I argued the price and settled on $200, which was more than I thought it should have been. That was a way around asking the question. Is he being unreasonable for the millwork or the lumberyard to ask $80 to plane the boards and rip them on 60 linear feet? So basically, he said that left a sour taste in his mouth. And he had second question, if we would humor him. I'm using someone else's shop. Is there a good way to tell someone that their tool blades are dull? Or how do you go about setting up their blades and machinery in somebody else's shop? So just from reading this and not really knowing, yes, I'm going to say that them charging you the extra amount for the board feet, for the 6-inch wide boards, and for planing them, or essentially milling them, that's very reasonable. Now, should they have the prices posted, or should they have told you that it was going to cost? Yes. But the lumberyard that I went to in Houston, Clark's Hardwood, they told you if you want to buy rough stock and have it milled, it was going to charge you, and it was so many dollars per board foot, and you had to purchase the bigger boards if you wanted to end up with a certain amount. So if I wanted to end up with 2-inch boards, I had to buy at least a 3-inch wide board or a 4-inch wide board, and you could have asked for all the material that they ripped off. If they ripped it down to a table saw or something. If they had any of like the leftover scrap, you could have asked for that because technically you paid for it. But in all cases, they don't have scraps. Sometimes it's just the fact of milling it that they charge. So, yes, it's reasonable that they did charge that. And I understand getting that sour taste because, it's a surprise. But that's one of those things that going into it. If you're going to buy rough stock and you want them to do some kind of mill work, they're going to charge you for the material and for the labor, because that labor is, they got to pay their guys to stay late and mill it, or they have to factor in their consumable costs of dulling the saw blades and things like that.
Well, you also have to think, I mean, when you buy wood and it's just plain rough stock, like just sawn from the tree and throw it in your truck, that's just so much less work for them, so much less overhead for them. It's kind of like going to Lowe's and you're buying all that brand new 3/4 inch, red oak that costs like an arm and a leg and your dog just to walk through the door with your lumber. I mean, you're paying for all of that extra work. So the least work that they can do, the cheaper it's going to be, and the less surprise it's going to be. Because if you can think of just how much work it's going to take you to mill rough stock lumber at your home, just one plank, and get it to the dimensions that you want. I mean, it's an ungodly amount of time. I mean, it'll take up a whole day to mill up lumber the way you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I get it. You weren't expecting to pay that, but you're asking them to perform a special task just for you. So yeah, you unfortunately are stuck with that cost. Ask them for like a price sheet on milling, and then compare that. If you got another lumber yard or millwork place around, compare the prices, and then compare. You can't just compare prices and determine that's where you're going to go to get your lumber, because then you got to compare lumber stock. Who carries, the better selection? Who's going to be a further drive for you? Things like that. So, got anything to add to that, Sam?
I was just going to say, think of it this way. When you go to your local hardware store and you're looking through their stock, there's a lot of slim pickings. So, you're really looking through things that are bowed or not even. And, yeah, it's cheaper, but half the time the wood isn't even close to perfect. And when you're going to a mill or a yard, you're paying the extra money, but that board is going to be exactly what you want that board to be when you come out of there. And the reality is that you're paying a little more money, but it's kind of worth it at that point. So same thing, like Jeremy was saying, definitely compare prices, but be prepared to pay extra for the odds and ends that make that board what you want it to be when you're leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. So he said his second question, he's working in somebody else's shop. How does he go about telling them that their bandsaw and their table saw blades are dull?
Okay, wait, I love this one. Can I answer it?
You were chomping at the bit. I saw it.
Yes, you can.
I'm so excited because, I'm really passive aggressive.
Okay, so you want to do a little role playing here, and I'll be the friend that you want to tell.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is what I
do.
I feel like this is going to be awesome right now.
Okay. So, okay. So Jeremy, I've been using your tools, and they're really great, but maybe you could try this one blade that I've been using. It's this Diablo blade, super fine tooth. Use it for everything. You should try it out. It might make your woodworking a little more sharper.
Okay. That's do you happen to do you have a blade that I could use?
Yeah, totally. I have one at my shop. I'll bring one over, and you could try it out and see how you like it. You could keep that one, and I'll get a new one.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Thanks.
I didn't know it was going to go that direction.
No.
What if I'm borrowing my buddy's shop, and I'm super grateful that I'm borrowing their space. The least I could do is buy them a better blade. I'm just saying.
All right, here.
Let's no brownies, no cookies, no nothing.
No, let's reverse this. You want to hear what
the kitchen?
You want to hear what I would have said?
Oh God. Okay.
Hey, Sam, your saw blades are dull. I got a blade. You mind if I throw it on there? And just be a little bit safer.
I basically just said that.
Yeah, except I'm more to the point. You're like, I got this cool blade. No, look, hey, your blades.
Did I not say?
Your blades
Did
are
I not
dull.
say it was passive aggressive?
Your blades are dull.
I've been like, hey,
Change
Jeremy,
'em.
this blade sucks.
There you
It's
go.
burning everything.
Okay, wait, backtrack. How close is this friend to you? If you guys are like boys, just be like, dude, your blades suck. But if you guys are like acquaintances, like, put it lightly. That's how I would say it.
True, and he is letting you use his shop, but you said you had the blades, so just offer, just be like, hey man, you mind if I do a little bit of tune up on your tools? I got a couple extra blades. You mind if I put those on? You don't actually have to tell him his blades suck and they're dull. Just go around it. Save face. Hey, I got these blades. Do you mind if I put them on and work with these? I kind of like how they perform or whatever. This is what I'm used to. Or, a lot of times they'll be super grateful. Oh, hey, yeah, okay. Unless they're like a professional cabinet shop that's very particular about what's on their tools. Most of the time, people are like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. If you're going to use it, yeah, put that blade on. So, yeah,
I still like your blades suck.
well, yeah. So,
I mean, there's a difference. You're not like, hey, dude, you suck. You're like, listen, your blades are kind of dull. Like, let's fix this problem. Like,
You're
buddy
like,
to buddy.
Nothing against you. Don't take
Exactly.
it personal. But I'm having to push for all I got just to get this wood through that blade. And it's burning the crap out of the edges.
So, I hope that answered your question. I mean, it's not real hard. Like, you just if you start beating around the bush, the guy's gonna know, or that friend's gonna know. He's gonna be like, "What are you trying to get at?" So just come out and tell him.
Friend.
Yeah, just come out and tell him. And here's the thing: what if you don't tell him? What if he goes out there and he uses that table saw or that bandsaw? Let's say that table saw, and that blade's dull, and he's trying to push through it, and he gets kicked back. And then it launches back. You're gonna feel bad because you could have prevented that possibly by telling him his blade was dull. He wouldn't have had to push near as hard.
Or he's going to be like, my friend sucks, and he didn't tell me this blade is dull. Like, who is this guy?
Hang on. You got somewhere to be, Drew?
Huh?
You got somewhere to be?
No, my wife, she's still looking at me, giving me hand signals.
We see you looking at your watch. Like, are these guys done yet? I'm ready to get off the podcast.
It's an alert. See, alert.
Oh, it's saying that you need to get up and move a little more, huh?
No, she's texting him from the kitchen saying, are you done yet? It's Friday.
Hey, get off my case.
She's actually telling him, get off my dining room table so I can eat. Go to that office you're supposed to build.
At least I have a dining room table.
Whoa.
Well, at least I have an office.
Oh, okay.
I can eat right here at my desk.
Touche.
So, all right, well, I hope that answered your questions. If not, give us a little bit of kickback, and we'll do our best to just tell your friend that his blades suck. Maybe Drew...
I'll email for you. Like, I'll do it for you.
Don't let Drew do it, because y'all won't be friends anymore.
or he just tell him not to watch any of my stuff. That way he won't know who I am.
All right, so...
I'm just a standard guy, just normal guy.
Let's talk about what's new. I know Sam just got back from a pretty cool weekend, and she's been dying to talk about it.
Vegas.
Dude, it was epic. Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if it was Vegas, I wouldn't talk about it, right? That's the rule.
Yeah. You didn't get married over there, did you?
Oh god, unless it was to like Elvis. No.
She is a grown-up apartment now.
Yeah.
I know. I have a big girl apartment now. Finishing all the paperwork on Monday. This is scary, you guys.
It's about time you grow up. 26 years old.
I don't want to grow up.
Yeah, with a doctorate degree coming up.
No, not yet. Okay, but that's the thing. I keep saying, like, if I'm in school, I'm still a kid. So, like, that's my excuse. And I'm still in school for another year. So, like, let me be a kid for another year, you guys.
If you're a kid,
right.
you can skip school. Can you skip school?
Yeah, if I'm allowed 4 absences, I take all 4. Like, who do you think I am?
She's like, I even pushed for 5.
Like on the syllabus, it'll be like 3 absences. I highlight that line so I know to take 3.
That's awesome. Take all you can get.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, tell us about your weekend.
Yeah. So this past weekend, I was in Atlanta for the Haven conference. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's just a blogger conference for like DIYers or lifestyle bloggers. But it's a really cool way to connect face to face with brands and other bloggers. And it was 3 days this year, so it was Thursday to Sunday. Well, Thursday night was registration. It really started on Friday, so Friday to Sunday. But yeah, it was awesome. Home Depot was there, Ryobi was there, Strong Tie, Craig, DAP, Pure Bond. There were just a whole bunch of sponsors, and they were all very interested in getting to know everybody and getting to connect on a personal level. So if you're a blogger and you're looking for a good at least entry conference to go to, Haven would be an awesome starting point for that.
I can't believe she didn't invite us.
I know.
You guys.
And the fact that I live 4 hours away now and she didn't even ask.
I knew that was coming.
4
That's
hours.
your own damn fault.
What? You could have invited me.
You knew it was happening. You got invited by someone other than me.
Oh. I saw you posting a lot of pictures about drinking beers. We're not good enough to drink beers with.
Drinking
We're not of
beers
age
right
yet.
now.
Oh, drinking beer. I gotta go to the store and get a mixer for my liquor, or I could just drink it straight.
For that Malibu, for that hard Malibu, is that what you're getting mixer
Malibu.
I was about to say he's gonna go get some mixer.
Malibu. That stuff's too strong for me. Malibu's way too strong. I'll
That
be
peach
drunk.
schnapps.
Yeah, more like that. Yep.
His Bartles and James wine coolers.
Wine coolers. I'm talking about Smirnoff Ice. Let's take it back to the 1990s there. Early 2000s. So, now I gotta go get Sprite. I'm a big whiskey and Sprite guy. When I say big, I'll take a bottle of whiskey a week. No, I've had... So, do y'all like bourbon?
Nope.
Do you like beer?
Yes.
Okay, well, I went and had this beer at this barbecue place 2 nights ago. I had a couple friends came in for a few days, and it was called Kentucky Bourbon Beer. And it's beer that's been fermented inside of Kentucky bourbon barrels.
That's cool.
It was so good. Like, so good. It was so good that I didn't even ask the price. And when I got the bill, I was like, what the freak? It was a $10 freaking beer.
What? $10 beers are normal in New York.
My Miller Lights cost like $2.75.
What the hell?
He's a
My
big
mind
drink,
is blown.
big time drinker.
My Shiner bot cost about $3, so.
I
But
can't
no.
get a beer for less than like $8.
But I went to this other place yesterday, and they brought me like a little 10-ounce beer, and I was like, what is this? No, take it back and give me a bigger. They're like, no, that's the biggest you got. And I drank it, and after spending 7 hours in the pool, lifeguarding, that thing had 12% alcohol in it, and I was like, I don't need another one of those.
Is that dude drowning yet?
Yeah. I don't need one of them. I just need to go home. So
Are you gonna save him? Like, no.
That's the good thing about where I live is we have a lot of microbreweries right around here. So we got some exploring to do. You know what? In fact, we need to cut this short. I'm gonna go exploring now. We'll continue this at the bar. So.
I like it.
All right. Well,
What do we do here, Jeremy? Do we go to the products or?
No, Sam has some news that she needs to share.
Everybody, I want you guys, if you're not already,
You need to sit
I want
down.
you to sit down.
Bye.
This is not going to be good standing up.
Okay, I
And
guess
don't wait 24
Don't
hours
sugarcoat
before
it.
you wait 24 hours before you email us. Okay, so you're not emailing us in haste.
Guys, I'm gonna get hate mail after this.
We're gonna get hate email too.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they're gonna assume it's our fault.
I'm gonna blame it on you. This is perfect. You guys are so right. No, so I'll say it like I said. I have good news and bad news. I'll start with the good news. The good news is I've been working my butt off this year at a job, and they offered me a pretty epic promotion, and I can't turn it down. I see, I hear it. We're not even live, and I hear it. But the bad news is that means that I have to cut down on a lot of things in my life, and unfortunately, the podcast is one of them because I not only will be doing a 40-hour psychology internship, but I will then be working pretty much another full job right after that. And when I texted the guys to tell them, I really was not happy about it, and this just
you weren't
makes it
happy?
I was not happy. I wanted to cry a little bit.
Yeah,
It was a
wanted
good
to
thing
cry.
it was over text. I was crying.
Okay, it's like when you're not supposed to break up with people over text message. Like I did that basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
She broke up with us over text.
It was so wrong.
I know. I mean, I would hope that I can come back and visit once in a while. Like that would be cool. Like if I have some free time. I'm trying to arrange my schedule a little bit to make for more free time. I know it's not just the podcast that's suffering, it's like shop time and my blog, and I'm a little nervous about what's to come, and I only wish for people to be like, good luck, because I definitely need luck next year. But the good news is I'm hustling right now, and that definitely means that come May I'll be a doctor. So I'm just kind of looking at the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You don't want to let her operate on you, though. She's not that kind of doctor.
I'm not a real doctor, guys. Don't give me
Don't
that.
talk to her either, because then you're gonna want to just beat your head on the wall.
No, talk to me because I can help your brain, but that's about it. I can't do anything else.
She analyzes everything you say.
No, I don't.
She doesn't do that yet. But whenever she's gonna introduce herself as doctor.
I will never. I will never do that. I'll tell you why. I had a professor in college who was like, "You will call me doctor, not professor, not Mrs. because I worked too hard for my PhD." And I was like, "Not." So I will never do that.
Thanks. Now I'm gonna have to go find the bleep noise again to bleep this out.
Oh my God, that's right. There's little kids listening. I'm so sorry. Wait, funny story. At Haven, you guys are gonna love this. Should I have a potty mouth? Okay, at Haven, my rep for having a potty mouth, I guess, had already extended to some of the folks at Ryobi that I work with. And before I left, I was praised for cursing like a sailor, and I was like, this is the best day of my life.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you right now. I'm so proud. You fit in well. You can't leave. You gotta turn down that job.
I knew that.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Look, so Drew and I, we've also obviously had to talk about the future of the podcast now that Sam's going to be leaving, and she has 3 more shows after this, and she's definitely not going to be gone forever. But we've had to kind of revisit what's the future of the podcast, and we're not real sure if there will be another third co-host anytime soon. We do know we want to go back to some guest hosts, but even if a third co-host does come out onto the show again, there will always be a spot for Sam. So if she decides that she has time to come back, even if it's for 1 or 2 shows a month or whatever, then we will officially have 4 podcasts or 4 co-hosts on the podcast. So you always have a place here on the show.
Wow, I love you guys so much.
Dude, not only do you need to find the bleep noise, but now you need to go find some really sappy music for that little monologue.
Like violin in the background.
Okay. I will have to find. I'm not sure.
I don't want to get. Wait, we can't get sappy yet because I still have 3 more episodes and I don't want to do this. So,
well, we just wanted to break them the news now. So they had some time to sit on it, and maybe we shouldn't have said anything, and then you just don't ever come back.
That's mean. That's rude. That's just rude. So.
That's rude.
Then we could blame it on you. She said she hated us and she broke up with us and never wanted to see us again.
Like I basically did. I broke up with you guys via text message, which makes me a bad word, but
I would
It's the
almost
worst
assume
girlfriend
you're
ever.
a dude right now, because that's something like guys do.
yeah. I mean, I basically am. So whatever. One of the guys.
So, all right, well, let's move on from that little sad piece and let's talk about some products.
In other news,
Yeah, in other news, let's get back on topic.
stack the papers. Let's.
So, Sam, what do you have to recommend?
So this weekend, Craig showed us this really awesome drawer slide jig, and it's meant for basically balance. It's basically a straight edge. It looks like a triangle and a straight edge, and you hug it up to where you would like your drawer slides to be installed, and you clamp it onto the sides of your piece so that the drawer slides are flush. Once your drawer slides are in, you flip the jig around, and you can balance the drawer on the jig while you screw the slides in. So this thing makes installing drawers like literally foolproof, which is great because I think a lot of people are afraid to build things that have drawers in it. So that's my recommendation for this week. I'm in love with it. I really hope that you guys check it out.
Yeah, it sounds really similar to because I did when my cabinets were made on my back wall of my shop. I did a small little area on the video of installing drawer slides, installing the drawer fronts, installing the drawers themselves, using several of the jigs that I got from my sponsor, Rockler. So it sounds like what you described is very very similar to what I've used in the past too, and they are super handy to use.
Yeah, the only thing, so in fact, I'm in the mix of shopping around on the jigs because I'm trying to, and I hope my wife actually doesn't listen to this because I'll ruin it. I'm trying to build her a dresser before she moves here for the pure fact that she hasn't had one in 3 years. So I've been kind of shopping around on jigs for drawer slides and stuff. And so Craig used to have a version of what they're coming out with now. How do you have any experience with like the difference in them and how they like vary?
Yeah, so I believe the difference mostly is just now this one helps because they jut out of whatever piece that you're attaching to. So you have the apron, it like juts out. So the old one was just there to level the slides, but it didn't necessarily offer a lot of support for if you want to balance the actual drawer on the jig. This one, it has like a hook that hooks on to keep it flush with the piece, and that way you can keep it flush and clamp it and still balance the drawer in it, and it holds the weight of the drawer while you're screwing in the slides. So I believe that's the biggest difference.
Okay. Yeah. See, now that you're saying that, I think Craig at one point had two versions. They had the set that they had a set that you put the drawer slides on, and then you had to buy the other set that you clamp the other way to rush the drawer on. So essentially, they combined their two sets into one, which is definitely always better. Less things you got to keep up with. So
yeah,
I've been shopping around and I it really depends because the Craig one's not out yet though, right? You can't buy it. At least when I went to their website, all their new like cup hinges and all that was still pending. It still said coming soon.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they were mentioning that a lot of what they're developing or have just come out with right now might be around in about October. I don't necessarily even know if this jig is technically out yet, but I do know that it is on their website.
Yeah.
So it's already announced, but I do remember them saying that a lot of their new stuff is probably going to be released around the October deadline.
Yeah. So that'll play a big factor into if I'm going with the Rockler's version or the Craig version.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, I really hope she's out here before October. But then again, it really means I'm going to have to buckle down. But everything will be built with minimum tools because I won't have the shop set up. So I'll be built with screw guns and circular saw. So And
Old school.
It could be
speaking
worse.
of,
It could be no. It could be worse. It could be a
yeah.
screwdriver and a handsaw. So you're good.
Oh, that I'm actually looking forward to not getting out all the big tools. Like because I'll just build it like out in the driveway. You know, it's kind of brings back the days of not having everything. So I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm pretty sure I got a design down. But it's all trying to figure out whether I'm going to finish that table first or finish the dresser first. So I'm pretty.
Well, I'll get on the horn now and I'll notify your wife.
Yeah, you do that. No, I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being the table first, at least the tabletop. Which one are you messing with the show notes?
Not me.
Yeah, mine just reset. Somebody's touching it. So we'll just have to kind of play it by ear and see what I get. So, all right, Drew. Speaking of screw gun, what are you recommending?
Well, I got my hands. What?
I said, I hear it's pretty handy.
It is pretty handy. Yeah, I actually got my hand on a Works switch driver. Works actually contacted me, I don't know, about a month or two ago, and sent me the drill and asked me if I wanted to kind of put it through the ropes and see how I liked it, how it fared with everyday uses in the shop. And it kind of fell around the time that I was doing a lot of joinery that didn't require a lot of screws and stuff like that. So it took me a while to kind of get to the point where I could actually debut it in a video. But the drill actually has two drill heads that allows you to switch between each one by a pull of a trigger that's above the actual actuator trigger. So you could have a pre-drill bit in one and then your screw gun bit in the other. So you could drill your pilot hole, hit the trigger, switch it over, put your screw in, and screw it down into your workpiece. And you could have all that done in less than 10 seconds. And it's a really handy drill because you don't have to hunt for all these other different drill bits, because you'll have to pull one out and put one in and screw it in, or you have to have two drills. And that kind of eliminates that whole thing. It's a 20-volt system too, so it held power all the way up until it's completely dead, and then it won't work at all. It's real lightweight too. I was kind of surprised how lightweight it was. But that is my recommendation.
Okay, awesome. Mine's going back to the old school there, Sam, and it's a screwdriver. In fact, it's a Cobalt 32 piece. They call it a 6X speed screwdriver, and so the link that's going to be in the show notes is going to be to the newer version. The one I have is the first version that came out like 2 years ago or maybe 3 years ago, and basically it's a ratcheting screwdriver that will either drive screws in or reverse screws out, just like a ratchet. But then it's got this nifty little piece around the base that if you hold that, and then you turn it left to right, it continues to drive the bit in. So it just speeds up the process. So as you turn it right, it'll drive it in, and instead of when you turn left, instead of it ratcheting back out, it will continue to turn that. So it's pretty handy. And at first I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know how much I'll use it, but really over the last 3 years, I've found myself turning to that probably 95% of the time. Anything I do around the house, anything I do in the shop, I go and grab that one. It's easy. And so the set that I got came with the larger screwdriver. It came with a mini screwdriver, and then it came with a box full of different bits. And if you don't like that box, they all will store in the end of the screwdriver. So it's pretty cool. It kind of eliminates the need for running around and looking for all your different flat heads, or your Phillips 2 and your Phillips 3 heads. They're the Allen key So any driver bit that's got the Allen key base will fit into it. So you go buy screws that come with a Torx head, like a T20 or something, it'll fit in that screwdriver. So I highly recommend it. It's and they're pretty cheap. I think it's like $25 for the set. So you can't beat it. However, it's not going to look as fancy on like a tool wall as like your high-end screwdrivers, but at some point you got to go for practicality versus visual appeal. So
I like visual appeal.
yeah, we know. I mean, I have some wooden screwdrivers that I'm not going to get rid of that will hang on the wall and look pretty, but I can almost guarantee I'll never reach for them.
He's like, wait, don't touch those. Those for pretties.
Yeah.
Drew's like, that tool is very practical, but it's damn ugly. I ain't using it.
Well,
I do have standards.
would it help if I tell you it's blue and black?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Before I lie to you.
Okay, see, that could be what?
I said before I lie to you. Let me.
Did you lie to me?
No.
Maybe. That could be functional and pretty if it's blue and black.
Okay, well, I'm going to go look. I know mine is, but I don't know if this new version is. But the new version does look better than my version, so let's look here. Let's put it right here.
Yellow and purple.
No, it's blue and black. Yeah, got blue handle and black everything else. Yeah, so you should.
Yes, that's my style right there.
See, it's only $24.98, and it comes with a whole bunch of bits. You should get it.
I'll tell him you sent me and see if I can get a discount.
Yeah, you do that.
He's like, yeah, right.
In fact, I've spent so much money at Lowe's in the last 2 months that I should probably be getting more of a discount than what I get.
Or at least working there.
Yeah, I mean, well, because I own a rental property in Yorktown, Virginia, and I've had to do obscene amount of work to it in the last like 2 months, and so I've bought microwaves from them, carpet, flooring, you name it, and I've probably bought it from there in the last 2 months. Plus, Lowe's is right down the street from me, maybe 5 minutes, and so I've been over there buying paint and everything else for this house. So
it sounds like the last thing. Yeah, sounds like the last thing you used to buy from there is stocks for Lowe's because you were keeping that place in business.
Yeah, in fact, that's probably where I would consider myself more of a Home Depot shopper, but I'm not driving. If I got a Lowe's literally 5 minutes from my house, I'm not driving to go find a Home Depot. Ain't happening. So,
Jeremy has his standards too.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I do. Well, in fact, we got a couple of good hardwood dealers here, but they close at like 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. Not open on Saturdays.
Mine too.
Like, yeah,
mine too.
Good thing I get off at work at 4:30 and it's an hour drive. I'll make that.
Can y'all just stay open a little bit longer?
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
I'm gonna have to like take a vacation day just to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Sam. Well, you want to give some donation information? Maybe they'll feel sorry for you and they'll donate so you don't have to take the new job.
Maybe, right? I mean, guys, if you donate enough money that I can quit my job, I'll do podcasts every day.
Well, just unfortunately, Jeremy and I'll have to quit.
Yeah.
You guys can do your own thing.
Well, she does like talking to herself, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. She does.
Okay. At least people thought that episode was helpful. So. So okay, but for real, you guys, if you like the show, I mean, come on, you guys love the show. If you guys like the show, you can head over to woodshop101podcast.com/listen. You can find the show notes for today with our product recommendations and everything we spoke about. And then as well as the notes, you can also find links for small one-time donations to help things keep on running the way they're running. Also, if you listen to the show on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. We should add, actually, if you watch us on YouTube, you should also give up a little thumbs up. We'd really like that a lot. Either way, your positive feedback helps us reach a greater audience. So thank you.
And we need more ratings so we can keep co-hosts.
Yeah. Yep. Sam said we're ditching you.
I was like, you guys suck. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I saw your daughter's head walk by, just like the top of her head.
She's getting her water.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my water too.
Is this water right here?
Yeah.
She's fixing to go to bed.
That looks like orange juice. Can I have some of that? Vitamin C?
It's like adult orange juice. Here you go. Cheers.
So,
Well, I gotta go put her to bed, so I'm gonna get with the contact information real quick, so I don't miss out. So you guys, we all know that we have websites that have fancy contact pages. You can go to DIYHuntress.com, RHWoodshop.com, and CountrysideWorkshop.com, even though Jeremy's not in the workshop. You can go to the contact section, fill out the fancy form, and send us a question. Or you can email the Woodshop 101 podcast by itself to reach all three of us at one time, which is woodshop101podcast@gmail.com. Not only that, but go to the website, find all the information that Sam listed earlier, and you'll be able to stream it on anything. So we really want to have some more interaction from you guys. These questions that come through are always fun to go over. And not only that, but you can hear your own voice over the show if you want to. You can call our voicemail line at 409-234-3959. Once again, that number is 409-234-3959. Act now, and you'll get us for $19.99. But guys, we've really had a good time. If you, like I said, have any questions, be sure and send them our way. And also, don't forget, if you send us individual questions on our website, we will more than likely feature them on the show. So don't forget to check us out each and every week. We try and have episodes all the time now, even though Sam is leaving us.
No.
Yeah, you're the sniffs and the Kleenexes. They're coming out.
I'm in denial.
guy-
Like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah,
okay, it's
denial
not happening. Let's
It's not happening.
April
So guys,
Fool.
from Jeremy, Sam, and myself, we want to wish you guys well. Be safe in your shops, and we will talk to you next week. 1, 2, 3.
boom.